This call is being recorded.
Unmuted. Muted.
All right, I'm finally here. Sorry about that, guys. Well, welcome to Thursday's leadership call for Team OneCoin USA. Thank you so much for being on the call today and taking this precious time out of your busy schedule to be with us, to stay in the loop with what's in the now with OneCoin here and this amazing team and opportunity that we have in front of us. So where are we at this week? Well, guys, we are on the last push to save ourselves 10%. We only have a couple more days left, and that price increase is going to come into play, and the opportunity will not be as great as it is today and tomorrow and going into after the 11th of April. So let's do everything we can, folks, to go out there, touch some other people's lives, and I don't have a whole lot to say today, but I do want to throw a big shout out of recognition to somebody who I've been watching in this opportunity for about 12 months now, coming up on her first year in the company, and she has been a dedicated warrior with the OneCoin opportunity. She's had her challenges, but I just get so fired up when I hear somebody who's getting it and finally getting some traction. So congratulations, Leilani, for never giving up, that never say die attitude, going to the events, just building that heart, that desire for this opportunity and what it's going to do. And I just can't say how tickled I am to see those kinds of successes happen with people out there in this opportunity. And I realize more and more every day that we're a part of this, people that have never had any success in any kind of online opportunity are finally winning with OneCoin. So with that being said, Bob, I know you got tons of information to get through today. Please go ahead and bless us with your knowledge, and look forward to hearing what you have to say, my brother.
Hey, awesome, bud. And yeah, I shout out to Leilani. She is very dedicated and is winning because of it and getting some traction. So that's great. I appreciate you acknowledging her. And I'm going to run this over to Brian now. Brian's got a little bit of updates in the crypto world. Are you out there with us, Brian?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, just a quick update. There's just a couple of new advances this week in cryptocurrency, and that is that Microsoft has actually partnered with several other large banks. And so they are launching their own blockchain technology and partnering with 43 different banks. However, Citibank and JP Morgan, which are in that group of banks from my understanding, they actually made major headway this morning, and 6 hours ago they actually proved that the blockchain is a very successful one through the New York Times and on Wall Street. And so now it's something that is absolutely guaranteed. Basically, in the next couple of years, it's going to be mainstream. So that was kind of a breakthrough event this morning, that it looks like they passed all criteria. So it's something that is awesome. You know, don't take it lightly. The blockchain and cryptocurrency is absolutely the wave of the future. Financial transactions will be handled mainstream in a matter of months or, a couple years max. So that's what they're now predicting. Within 2 years, it will be mainstream financial transactions. So, Dr. Rouge is on target. She sees the future. She knows it. She's got her vision set, and she's already prepared the way for us to be successful with her. So back to you, Bob. That's what I got for the update today.
Awesome, Brian, and I really appreciate you being there, and because this is all about knowledge and education, and I appreciate those tidbits in there as things are not mainstream right now. So all of that behind the scenes that you found in your research, I appreciate you being on here and sharing that with us. That's huge. Also, what Kevin shared with us this morning, Monday is the 10% increase. And I apologize. I've been on the road. I'm currently in California. I'm going to be in some meetings today, but did not get the information as far as the timing on the price increase on Monday. So I'm going to suggest that we just do all that we can this week, and if we get Monday to be able to bring people in at the current pricing structure, then that will be a bonus. So that's what I'm going to suggest right now, and I know there's a lot of people out there wanting to use their commissions and their cash accounts to do that. I understand, but do all that you can this week to make things happen, and then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it on Monday. Also, one of the big things in the update world is I had several people came to me after the split and said, I pushed the button before I got the extra tokens. We are going to put a form together on DigiCoin Pro. Sal was talking to Dr. Ruja yesterday, and we might have to one by one deal with this. But Ruja, as soon as I heard people do that, I told them to put in a support ticket, which came back, with basically a form letter saying, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. But I wanted them to know that there was a challenge with that because some accounts split and some accounts didn't. And I told everybody, when I was up in the Northwest, I said, here's what I do know. I knew that Ruja is approachable and she'll make things right. And sure enough, yesterday she wanted us to give her some names, and she'll make it right. So that is the kind of leader that we have at the helm here, guys, where she can make a decision and make it happen. I've seen that over and over and over again. I've seen her follow through. If she says she's going to do something, it gets done, period. And I hope that if you're new, that you can have that same confidence that we do, because we've just, in the very beginning when you're first starting and it's like, we've got a hurdle to get over, and they said, hey, we'll fix this or, whatever, and you wait and you wait and you go, oh, man, it's just like other companies. They tell you something and then forget about you. No, that's not the case here. It gets done. You have a team that supports you and cares about you, and you have a leader of the whole thing that supports us and cares about us, and we're all together on this. So on that case, on the DigiCoin Pro site, that's training.digicoinpro site, I don't think that the form was put together yet. I could be wrong on that. I had not seen it this morning. We discussed it yesterday. But we are going to put a form up for any of those, and this is not going to be for some kind of thing that happened in the past with whatever. This is just for those people that prematurely mined their tokens before the official split happened on that day. So if somebody screwed up and did it a week before or a month before, that doesn't count. That falls on you. But if given the announcement of the split, went in and did that on that day, which was, I think, last Thursday, a week ago, then we'll have a form on the DigiCoin Pro site where you can go in there, and basically what they need to know is they're going to need to know your username and the circumstances and whatever. But we'll figure that out. Just letting you know that we're on your side and making that work. So put your mind at ease. I've had so many texts about, oh my gosh, I put 3 of my accounts, and learned later we didn't get the split. We'll get that for you and taken care of. One of the things also we've talked about in the last week or so is it a good time to join OneCoin? Let me tell you guys something. That is that it is never a better time than right now. I know that everything builds up to this split, and then the split happens, and people have tendency to say, okay, well, I can kind of take it easy till the next split. No, because right now we're in a place. Right now, it's just as vital right now through Monday, as it is, now through Monday if there was a split coming, because a 5,000 euro tycoon package Monday is going to be 5,500 euro. So that's another 10%, obviously. But then also the difficulty in mining right now is at 57 still, which is going to go up. It has to with the amount of people mining. I'm surprised that it hasn't already. So right now is the best time. The urgency of the matter. If somebody's, you've talked to them in the past, I would talk to them again. Say, hey, right now, it's now. You've got to make the decision now. And so I would go back to people that you've talked to, say, hey, the split happened, just like we said. All of this is happening, just like we said. You need to get yourself educated on the future of cryptocurrency right now. And OneCoin is the way to do that. Purchase yourself an education package today and then go from there. So it is the best time right now. And then think about this for a second, that the education packages that people are buying, first of all, we're educating 99.8% of the world on the future of money. Just like Brian was sharing with us this morning, do you think those banks are playing around? They're not. This is real, and it's becoming more real. As we listen to these calls, we go through the One Academy, we look online, we study Bitcoin, we've gone to some events. It becomes more real. But the reality is the world out there is catching on. So we want to be in a position where we're educated. Not only that we're educated, but we're educating others. And that's what our company is all about, is we sell education packages. But with that comes tokens for free. That's what the company is giving us, is the tokens. They can do whatever they want and give us whatever they want for free, whether it's an ebook or, whatever. But they choose to give us tokens. Those tokens are used to mine coins, so we can participate in what we're learning about. And then once those coins are mined and they come into your account, the value of those coins is more than what you purchased the original education for in the first place. That is absolutely brilliant. It's like payback for participating in the education process of cryptocurrency. It's just brilliant. So that is the steps. A lot of people want to call this investment. It's not an investment. They want to talk about buying tokens or buying coins. It's not that. We're purchasing education, but the value ultimately that comes back to us is greater than what we purchased the education for in the first place. I want everybody to understand that, because it's not just, oh, well, this is a cryptocurrency company that just puts an education package there. No, that's valuable information. And people need to know what is to come. And I've shared this everywhere, shared it probably on the last call. If you can go back 30 years to the Internet and know what you know now, you would be wealthy because you're educating 99% of the population on the future of the Internet, which nobody knew about then either. I mean, you go back 30 years and say, hey, what do you know about the Internet? And someone would say, well, I think I heard of that once. A friend of mine told me, but I don't know anything about it. Doesn't that sound similar when you say, hey, what do you know about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or whatever? Yeah, I think I heard of that once. None of us knew what that was. So we're educating 99.8% of the world's population on the future of money. And these banks already know. They're already in the loop making this happen. So you can get in on it and participate in it and educate others about it and profit from it. So it's absolutely an unbelievable position that we're in right now. Also, you guys want to stay close to training.digicoinpro.com. Make sure that your new people and people that are coming on board, that's the information channel for our team. So make sure that everybody's on that, because, and I've had people slip through the cracks too, so I'm not getting on anybody. I know we're busy, but we need to get our teams on that DigiCoin Pro site, training.digicoinpro.com, because all of our information is going through there. Not just text messages and emails and different stuff like that, but like stuff like this form that we were talking about earlier. Videos. There's videos right now that are up on the Pro Wallet and how to log into your e-wallet and get the ball rolling as far as getting cash onto your Visa card, ordering your Visa card. All these different things. It's all going through that DigiCoin Pro site. That's been put together, guys, for the last year to support our team. So make sure that your team is on that because it's going to help your team. It's going to help communication. That way, and here, let me just say this here. None of us have all the answers. I mean, this call is a good call, I think, and it gives updates and information and some training sometimes and different things. But the bottom line is there's things that I forget to talk about or that I don't know about yet that we can continually upgrade and update and get the information to everybody. So when I forget something, it's there, and it's going to be a valuable tool for our team and for you and your team for the next years to come. So make sure that everybody has that foundation of getting on there and being part of that, because the videos of the Pro Wallet and login, I think they're coming to everybody in an email form, and then you log in and then you get everything all set up with that. Let's see. Okay. Just real quick, and I know there's things that I'm missing today. I'm on the road, and I apologize. I know that there was some events. I got some texts of some events happening, one in Mount Juliet up there in Tennessee, and but I don't have all that with me, and I apologize, guys. I don't keep all the notes, and going back through all my texts, it's like I had about 150 texts in the last 3 or 4 days, and I couldn't find who was announcing what. So I apologize for that. We're going to get that DigiCoin Pro calendar of events up so we can get that updated and worked on and be able to just send people there. I'm sure that there's some events on there right now. But I'm just going to talk right now just briefly, and I mean briefly, about the 90-day launch because we are still in the early stages of March. Today is, April. That's kind of funny. I'm in April. And do me a favor just real quick, Kevin, if you're still on the line, or Brian, can you jump on there real quick? I have to get this call real quick, and I'll be right back to you guys. One of you guys takes over.
I got it. No problem. All right, folks. Well, Bob will be right back. Little surprise there not to have him finish up, but that's all right. We'll run with it. I want to go back into real quick, just off subject here, but back into what Brian was talking about looking at what's going on in the world. There was an article put up today, and it was about a large Russian banker who's predicting that all the banks in the world will be gone thanks to blockchain technology in about 10 years. And I posted it on my wall, so if you want to run over there on Facebook and read that article, it's really, really an interesting read as far as where we're going in the near future. And I also wanted to touch on one other thing that really has stuck with my mind when we talk about the mining ratio and where we're at. A year ago we could look at this opportunity and say the mining ratio was 4-to-1, and now we're looking at it and we're saying, wow, it's 57-to-1. Well, where will it be from a year from now? If it's going the way Rouge is predicting and what we're seeing in the trends, could potentially be 150-to-1 a year from now or more. And how great will 57-to-1 look at that point? As we're looking back, as we grow as a community and we grow as a company and what our long-term goals are going to be, you really got to take that to heart and think about what a great position you're in. You're really at the beginning of the wave. You're at the momentum stage that is just exploding. The company never expected the type of growth that we've had originally when it was brought out, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. So just re-edify what Bob's saying about how important where we're at in this opportunity and being the pioneers of something so much bigger than we just don't even realize yet.
Hey,
Brian,
I'm back on the line, bud.
Okay, cool, man. Go ahead and take over then.
Yeah, thanks so much for jumping on there. That was my good friend Sal, and we're actually in Los Angeles together with Maurice, coordinating some things. He just wanted to let you guys know once again that the mining, and the split will be fixed. He just said, that was one of the biggest things on his list, and that will be taken care of. He wanted to let everybody know that. So just real quick, today is the 7th of April, and we're still at the very beginning of the 90-day launch period. Again, guys, it was interesting. I've been on a few airplanes lately, and I think about it every time that I go on there, and it was interesting to me. Listen to this. So we're on the runway, flying from Seattle to Los Angeles, after our last call, and as we sat on the runway, getting ready to take off, you could feel the pilot. He kind of checked it a little bit, made sure everything's good, and then went full thrust, just boom, put it down. It got going, and at the when it hit whatever the speed is, I think it's 250 miles an hour or whatever it is, nose goes up and off you go, and it's a cool sensation to feel like, okay, I feel safe now that I'm in the air, because things get smooth, they're not so shaky, and you get that feeling of, hey, I'm heading up in the air. And you look down and the ground gets lower and the cars get smaller and the buildings and all that kind of thing. Well, that's where we're at with the 90-day launch. When you start that thing, it feels cool because you start that inertia of momentum, because you're calling, you're talking to people, and basically you're giving it all you've got. Well, for the 90-day launch period, it is that's where you're on the runway. It might be a little shaky, a little bumpy, and you're gaining some speed. Essentially, that whole period of being on the runway is the 90-day launch. So when the goal isn't just to get up into the air, the goal, and this is for those of you that participated in the last 90-day launch. Now you're in the phase of it being in the air, and it feels cool because you're going up and you've got some momentum and you're gaining speed and you're gaining altitude and things. It's like, wow, this is really working. And so that's where you guys are. And then what happened is this. It was really kind of eye-opening. At 10,000 feet, they say, okay, we're at 10,000 feet. Now you can bring out your laptops and your small portable devices and start using them, right? You've got past the danger zone, if you will. Once you're at 10,000, they let off a little bit, and as you get higher, they start bringing out the drinks and saying, hey, you can do things now. So here's what I see. I see that the first 90-day launch is just to get that initial inertia, and then the next 90 days, for those of you that already participated, now it's to get up in the air and get to that safe zone. You know what safe zone is for me? And this is what we were teaching before. Into an area where you're making $10,000 a month. Now, can that be done? Absolutely. And it has to be done. You still have to keep the throttle down to get there, though. You're just gaining altitude and momentum, right? And then it was interesting as we were flying, and I fly all over the place. Basically, the cruising altitude for a plane, for most of them, is right around 35,000 feet. Give or take. I've been at 32. I've been at 38, but somewhere around that 35,000, which I found was interesting because our maxing out the comp plan is at what? €35,000 a week. Now, is everybody going to get there? No. I'm not even, but I'm saying that is the cruising altitude. When you're at that level, the cruise is a lot easier, than it is when you're at the, 2,000, 4,000, 5,000, but these are goals, guys, and you can't let off the gas to do that. And so it just seemed kind of interesting as I was flying this last time to put it in that perspective of being on the runway, getting in the air, getting to 10,000 feet, and then eventually getting to the 35,000, which takes a while to get there. And then you enjoy smooth air usually, and the pilot lets off the gas a little bit there. I haven't seen that happen with our leadership, but I'm just saying you can take a breath once you're at a cruising altitude. But neither here nor there. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the specifics on the 90-day launch and getting off of the runway. And that is, if somebody or our company would give you $500, not for everybody you signed up, but $500 for everybody you just contacted, and put them on the 3-minute recorded call, would you do it? Could you do it? The answer is, well, yeah, $500, sure. Well, bottom line is, in the long run, and when all is said and done, if you work the 90-day plan and then you go past that and continue to accelerate to higher levels, 5,000, 10,000 and above, if you use that and say, hey, everyone I contact is worth $500, it actually comes out to more than that in the long run. But you have to stay on it. If you let off the gas at any point, like if you're going down the runway a 90-day launch and they go, well, I think I'm going to let off to half throttle, that will be disastrous for you and your business and that airplane for that matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is so key. That is the top 1% of income earners in this industry in the world do what I'm telling you to do right now. And is everybody going to do it? No. But I'm telling you, the ones that are making the 6-figure incomes, 7-figure incomes, are doing that. So I'm trying to help you to understand and have perspective on what's going on. Don't let off because of a split. Don't let off because it's going up 10%. Don't let off because of anything. We all have the opportunity to change our lives now. I've heard people say in the past, gosh, if I could make an extra, 500,000, whatever, I'd get a new car. Well, that's great. And I've heard people in the past say, man, that kind of money is zip code changing money, and everybody kind of laughs. The kind of incomes that are making here, you could literally live anywhere in the world that you so choose if you're at that cruising altitude of €35,000 a week. So I'm just giving you guys some perspective that it takes right now. Those of you that are just getting started in the 90-day launch, do not let off the gas. At least one new contact a day. Get them on that 3-minute call. This is key. 3-way call them to your upline support. It's a must. That has to happen. To add, it's not that your friends don't like you, but when they hear from somebody else, there's something magical there that adds credibility to what you just said and the call they just heard. A 3-way call is important. And from there, I like to take people to the future of payments. On the call right now, it talks about the OneSavvyBusiness.com, which is just fine. But there's something magical about the future of payments. It opens up people's mind to the possibility that cryptocurrency might be really big. And from there, you just follow up. But the reality is that's what we're talking about here. We are for you guys. We have hundreds of people that are making hundreds and thousands of dollars per week now. And we just love it. And we want to see that continue. We want to see you guys get to soar at those heights where you're making good money for your families. And we're seeing that. The stories that I have everywhere I go are amazing. And so we want to continue that through these cycles that we were at, because what's going to happen here again is we're going to go through the price increase. We're going to also go through a difficulty increase. We're going to go through a coin value increase, and then we're going to go through another split again here in the next several weeks. All of those together combined, guys, when we first started, it was interesting because when we went through our first split, we wanted after we went through that, we went, wow, this is real. And then, we were trying to figure this thing out. And every time it cycles like that, everybody kind of goes, oh, and they let off the gas a little bit. And I want to encourage you guys, don't let off the gas. This is an opportunity for you to change your life and your family and your future forever. And we're doing it as a team. That's why we're having this call. That's why we have the training.digicoinpro site. That's why we have the Visa cards for our team. That's why we're working together to get people to get gift codes. That's why we have ustomoon.com. That's why we have people working behind the scenes that are making this happen for you. Take full advantage of everything that you have to offer, everything we have to offer, all the stuff that Ruja has to offer, and take full advantage of it to win. And that's why we do have fun with what we're doing. But we also work very hard at what we're doing, and we want everyone to do the same thing, and we want you to win big. So keep that in mind throughout the weekend. Get people on that 3-minute call, which the number is 518-777-0073. The reason I know that is not because it's in front of me, but because I call it so much, I have it in my head, 518-777-0073. That is the key to you introducing the world of cryptocurrency to your prospects. Put them on a 3-way call after that with your upline support, and then the future of payments, and then follow up. Guys, have a terrific weekend. We love you all. I will be back, I believe, unless something changes, in Nashville, Tennessee next Monday, and we hope that and pray that all of you will make a big run this week that will help your business and help as many people as you can, because you got to remember this. We were talking about the incomes and 90-day blitz and all this, but the bottom line is this: this is going to help the person that you're speaking to, your prospect. This is going to change their life as well and give them hope that there's something out there that's going to give them some financial advantages, whether they participate in the marketing side of things or not. It's going to be something to help secure their future, and they're not even aware of it right now. So go out there with intention and with vigor, guys, because this is bigger than you know, and it's better than you think. Thank you so much for being on the call with us today. Have a blessed